Now we're going to discuss dinking cross court and its advantages. So when I'm at the kitchen line dinking, again, just to kind of a quick recap, I'm going to try to be as close to the kitchen line as possible. I'm going to be leaning in and trying to take balls out of the air if I can to maintain my position and steal time from my opponents. And I'm going to have a soft grip on my paddle, and my ball is going to be clearing the net with a lot of space over the net so that I don't miss as frequently. And so when I'm dinking cross court, one advantage of dinking cross court is that I can hit the ball harder and further and still keep it in the kitchen. So if you find yourself having a hard time keeping the ball in the kitchen by dinking to the person straight in front of you, one option might be to dink cross court, where you have a little bit more space to work with. And also a lot of times players like to dink cross court. They can be a little bit more aggressive dinking cross court, just again because you have more space, more distance to work with over there. Just make sure that if you dink cross court, when the ball is cross court from you, and we'll cover this more in the next clip, that your responsibility is going to be to come over and cover the middle. Okay, so if you're dinking cross court, don't get caught in this corner right here. Make sure that you're a little bit closer to the center where you're going to have to be covering the next ball. Okay, so same thing when you're dinking cross court, the paddle head can come straight down and you're just going from a low to high motion over the net. Another advantage of dinking cross court is you're utilizing the center part of the net, which is a couple inches shorter than the sides of the net. So again, just something else that's going to make you a more consistent player over time. Bethany and I are going to demonstrate. I might redirect a couple of dinks to Scott. A good time to take your dink back to the person right in front of you is if you're leaning a lot to my left in this situation. It's going to be very difficult to take a ball that's traveling fast this way when I'm leaning this way all the way back cross court. That's just a shot that's difficult to execute and oftentimes leads to a popped up dink. And so if Bethany hits a good penetrating dink to my left here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a reset dink kind of to Scott back to the middle of the court right here, kind of toward his left foot. And the reason why I avoid just right down the line is, again, because this is the highest part of the net, and also because that becomes earnable. If Scott wants to come earning me, then that's an option for him if I dink straight down the line. So my reset spot is kind of to the middle of the court here. And then once I have a dink that I can kind of get my momentum going back to the right and I can hit a good cross court dink to Bethany, I'm going to go cross court. So here's kind of what the cross court dink looks like. We're just going to dink a few back and forth. Again, I'm leaning in at the kitchen line to see if I can hit any out of the air. Going low to high, got a soft grip on my paddle. I'm making sure my feet are planted as I'm hitting that dink. And then if she hits a good dink right there, I'm going to try to reset to that spot to Scott.